storyline of people going out there saying in the summertime, oh, he's not worth that money. He's not that level of an ace. He showed that he was that level of an ace today.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias, and right next to me, right there, is Brian McKeon. Of course, if you're not watching, you can't see Brian, but he looks like he's right next to me.
You should watch. It's a great view. The Battle of Harvard High School?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't think I knew that story. Or no, I did. I think I did, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to Locked On Yankees on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our videos, and hit the bell so you are notified when those videos go live. Coming up, we will preview the series against the Giants. That comes up on the weekend. The Yankees are off today. Kudos to them for getting through that road trip. We're going to discuss Oswald Peraza.
Finally.
And just... yeah, we're going to discuss what the Yankees are doing to him and how we don't like it. But first, Max Fried, man, what a job.
Yeah, if there's a way you can earn $30 million, this is it. What an unbelievable start. They were talking on the broadcast about a lot of players having their Yankee signature moment when they first get over to the Yankees. Well, this was his, right? I mean, the importance of coming off of a road trip, and we just talked about it, the difference between coming off the homestand. The difference between 3-3 and 4-2 or 2-4, big difference. And 3-3 was a lot different than 2-4 coming back on this road trip. And they were able to finish it off 3-3 with that start from Max Fried. Although the Yankees tried their very hardest at the end of this game to not make it back 3-3. We'll discuss that. But Max Fried, I mean, what a performance, what a start. And yeah, I mentioned Harvard High School because these two, Fried and Flaherty, both high school buddies, 2 years apart, played on the same varsity baseball team at Harvard High School in California, which I did not know existed.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's high schools with all different names that we don't know about. Think about how many high schools there are across the country.
Scary.
And how many of those high schools could potentially have MLB talent. My high school had a couple of guys make MLB in the last 35 years. 3 of them.
I don't think mine had any, to be quite honest with you, at all. My high school, certainly not me. But to have Jack Flaherty and Max Fried on your team at the same time, I mean, that's pretty. Reminds me of those Vanderbilt University teams. Their baseball teams always have insane talent stacked on them.
Yeah. I mean, UCLA, wasn't it Cole and Trevor Bauer together?
Yeah, on the same staff.
Yeah.
Insane. Some of these teams, I mean, but at the high school level is even crazier to have those two guys. It really is remarkable. 7 innings, 11 strikeouts, no earned, no walks. Max Fried was everything as advertised. Am I wrong? He was incredible. He made it worth every storyline of people going out there saying in the summertime, oh, he's not worth that money. He's not that level of an ace. He showed that he was that level of an ace today, earlier yesterday, because he was incredible in every aspect of that start. He was in control from the first pitch to the last pitch, never felt out of whack, never had a shaky inning. It felt like he could have pitched a complete game. And quite honestly, if this was 20 years ago, he probably would have pitched a complete game shutout.
Yeah. Those days seem to be gone unless you are only in like the 90s heading into a certain inning, or maybe even the 80s heading into a certain inning. You know, like years ago, guys would just ride their pitchers' shoulders until they fell off. I mean, you would see complete games where they'd throw 120, 130 pitches. That's insane. There are guys who don't do that in 2 starts now.
I think now the pace you need to be on is about 10 pitches per inning to actually get through, which is not realistic. I mean, you'd have to be completely dealing. Right. And that's what Max Fried was doing, but he couldn't even stay on that pace. So wild stuff. The game gets let off scoring-wise because it did look like for a while the Yankees just weren't going to hit again. Flaherty was dominating them too. He looked really good as well. It was really fun to watch because they were both going at it back and forth. It was a great pitching duel. But then Ben Rice got to him, And boy, did Ben Rice get to him. I mean, the power in this guy's swing. We talked about it all offseason with the 10 pounds of muscle that he put on. But Stacey, I mean, it shows. He's hitting balls way harder, way further than he was hitting prior to during last season. It's remarkable to watch. He looks like a different player.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm happy that the Yankees are I was kind of afraid with how the roster was created before the season started. Not that he was an afterthought, because I didn't think that, but I was just afraid that they'd bring him up but not play him as much. And they're like leading him off when they don't lead off Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, they're just putting him right in there. And if he's not leading off, he's in the top of the order. Like he's really getting his chance to shine. And it's nice that they're doing it for some players.
We haven't heard it about, we'll get to that in a little bit. We haven't heard any news on Stanton. But it is getting a little more intriguing the more and more you think about it, because when Stanton's ready to come back, where does he play?
Right.
Honestly, because I thought the potential of like, okay, if Paul Goldschmidt was struggling, you could put Ben Rice at first base. But Goldschmidt's not struggling. Goldschmidt's playing really well. So I don't know what their plan is. That they feel like it feels like they're waiting it out, see what happens when Stanton gets back. But that's going to be an interesting case when it gets brought up. I do want to bring this up before we get into the more history that Aaron Judge made, because when is it a game that Aaron Judge doesn't give you history at this point?
Yeah.
The move in the 8th inning to take out Dominguez out of left field, to move Bellinger over to left and put Grisham in center. Again, I know it's a 2-run game at that point, but why? It's a move for the sake of making a move, and it felt like one of those moves where Boone couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to take it. Just does that make him feel smarter in the sense of the game? Does it make it feel like he's more involved in the game? I don't know what it is. I'm throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. But can you explain the move again? I get it. Defensive purposes. I know that's what he's going to say. Is it that necessary to drag? Trent Grisham is not going to be on this team for the next decade. If it all goes well, Jason Dominguez is. Why are you not playing him on the field in crucial spots? And I know all games count the same. If Jason Dominguez makes a mistake in a 2-run game against Detroit in game, 12 of the season, you live with that mistake. But you live with it. It's better than it happening in the ALDS. Why are we taking Jason Dominguez out of games for defensive reasons in the 12th game of the season to get Trent Grisham in center field? They're treating it like Jason Dominguez is far more of a butcher in the field than he actually has been. Right. I'm very confused by it, and I feel like it does need to be mentioned, and I feel like at times we're beating a dead horse, but it needs to be mentioned because it's not acceptable for how they treat some of their players.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did that, because they've been pretty good about not doing it, right? Because I don't know. I don't understand some of Boone's moves. Before we get to Devin Williams in the 9th, because we'll talk about the offense because they scored extra runs to make it 4-0 at that point. Thank God, because if they hadn't, you didn't think when they got it to 4-0 in the top of the 9th that it would be needed. And it was. So Judge hit a 2-run single after 2 hits by pitcher.
I guess so, yeah.
How do you pluralize that? And a fielder's choice. So here's another fun stat about Aaron Judge. Yankees with 20-plus RBI in the team's first 12 games of the season. Aaron Judge, 2025. Alex Rodriguez, 2007. We know what happened that year for him personally, MVP. Lou Gehrig, 1927. We know what happened with the team that season.
Year.
And Babe Ruth, 1926. So
pretty good company.
It's just, that's the cool thing about being a Yankee, right? If you hit these lists, the people that you're with inevitably are legends of the team. And they're legends in baseball, right? Where other teams, you might not have that same lore when it comes to stuff.
Just in reference, that 1927 year for Lou Gehrig, every player on that list that you just read won the MVP that year. That 1927 Lou Gehrig season, He hit 373 with 47 homers and 175 RBIs. So
that
and
is
it's not inconceivable to say Judge is on that pace.
that's crazy.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Luke Weaver, scoreless inning in the 8th before that 9th inning happened. Luke Weaver, the jungle cat. There was a whole discussion about what kind of jungle cat he is. They can't quite decide. Bullpen coach Mike Harkey couldn't figure out which kind of jungle cat he was, so maybe they'll just figure that out throughout the season. So Yankees have a 4-0 lead heading into the bottom of the ninth, and Devin Williams. Oh my God. I joked on Blue Sky that maybe the Yankees shouldn't have gotten rid of Clay Holmes because it felt like I was like, they're not really going to blow this, are they? Like, come on, like, don't do this. Don't do this. Max Fried pitched his rear end off. You guys are looking to avoid a sweep. You're looking to avoid a bad plane trip from Detroit. It's only like, what, 2 hours, an hour and a half from Detroit to New York. But, you know, it's not like they're going across the country. It's not like a West Coast bad plane ride. But you don't want to blow that for him. I think it was Clay Holmes last year. Marcus Stroman pitched a really good game, and Holmes messed it up for him. And Stroman was very diplomatic in his Instagram stories, but I know that deep down, when you're a pitcher and you have a really good performance and your closer comes in, you're just like, dude,
yep.
What are we doing?
You could feel it for Max Fried especially too, because this is his first major start for the Yankees. Now he had 2 other starts where he pitched fine, but like this is the first time where he looked like Max Fried, the ace pitcher. And to also, again, the significance of the road trip, you want to come back 500. It's the best you could have came back at this point. Especially against this Detroit team that quite frankly dominated you this series. So you really wanted to come back with a good note too. We'll get to the Giants series in segment 3, but they're going up against good pitchers in that series as well. So this was a key game. This was an important game, and the Yankees sensed it. I don't know if they were bringing Devin Williams in to get him some work because he hasn't pitched in a while, or because they have the day off tomorrow. I don't know what it was, but he did not look good.
I don't think they should have. It was a 4-0 lead. Just, I don't know. So here are 6 words I never thought I'd say before. Thank God for Mark Leiter Jr.
Yeah, I never thought I'd hear that one before, but hopefully you don't have to say it again. Hopefully Devin Williams doesn't have any of these hiccups the rest of the year.
Yeah, he needs to figure things out. I don't know. I don't know if I agreed with them bringing him in with a 4-0 lead, but I understand that he hadn't had a lot of work, so maybe that's why. And like you said, with the off day, but for some reason that just didn't sit right with me. And just with the way he looked, I was like, yeah, this wasn't.
Kay brought it up too. Some people, some pitchers struggle particularly when it's not a save situation.
Right.
It's a purely mental thing. Maybe that was what was going on for Devin Williams. Overall, weird. He was just not on at all.
No. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notifications so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. The link is in the description. You get texts from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings, reactions to games and really bad 9th innings, or, almost bad 9th innings. We send out lineups during the season, roster moves, breaking news, so you don't have to check social media. There's a 14-day free trial. The reason I said that, I had like 4 ongoing conversations with people during the game, which was pretty fun. But yeah, again, 14-day free trial. It's fun. You get to go one-on-one. I recommend it. Coming up, the Yankees are still messing with Oswald Peraza, so we're going to discuss our thoughts about that next.
Listen up, guys. When it comes to fueling your body, quality matters. And that's why Just Ingredients is changing the game with clean, high-quality products designed to support better health and peak performance. Now, Just Ingredients offers an NSF-certified line of protein powder, electrolytes, pre-workout, and creatine. It's all rigorously tested to ensure they're free from substances banned by major athletic organizations. Just Ingredients is also partnered with 2-time MVP Bryce Harper, who trusts their NSF-certified sports line to fuel his training and recovery. And if he's using it, why aren't you? I love that Just Ingredients prioritizes wholesome, nourishing ingredients without the artificial junk. So whether you're recovering after a workout or you need the energy boost throughout the day, their grass-fed whey protein and pre-workout delivers real results. So visit justingredients.us and use code LOCKEDONMLB for 20% off your order. And for more wellness tips, follow at Just Ingredients on Instagram. And thanks again for making Locked On Yankees your first listen. Remember that every Friday is Fan Mail Friday. You can leave questions underneath the pinned comment on our videos Monday through Thursday, or you can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club to get top priority during Fan Mail Friday. The link is in our description.
Can I just say one quick thing about Just Ingredients? That stuff is
Please.
good. That stuff is good. I drink it after I
Yeah,
work out. I've been working out for 3 weeks straight. I'm doing,
it shows.
and yeah, I know you can really see. And I love it. I feel like the chocolate tastes like a Frosty if you make it the right way. Like it's just, yeah.
I mix my protein powder every morning in my coffee. Keeps
Mhm.
me fuller longer throughout the day. And then I get hungry towards the night when we record.
Right.
But their Just Ingredients has been outstanding when it comes to the taste in the coffee. You don't notice it too strong or anything like that. Would definitely highly recommend. One guy that's using Just Ingredients, one guy that works on, I'm assuming, or something close to that, works on his body, plays really well when he gets the opportunity to, is Oswald Peraza, who we both think needs to play more. And we've been talking about this segment for the last few weeks, but it's time, damn it, to defend the guy. I'm getting aggravated with the lack of playtime that Oswald Peraza is getting. Now, here's the point. They can't send him down to AAA. They can't get him more work at Scranton because there's no more options for him. The next time they send him down, he can declare free agency, and then anyone has the right to pick him up, and you know exactly how that works, Yankee fans. Someone picks him up, he goes to said location, he becomes Tyro Estrada, who becomes a nice player for the San Francisco Giants and plays for a few years there and becomes a productive player like he could have been for the Yankees.
Mhm.
6 games so far this year, Peraza's hitting 286 with a 929 OPS. That apparently is not good enough to play more games. Cabrera is seemingly more in the lineup more. They plan to play him more. And it does seem like once DJ LeMahieu was healthy, he's going to be playing more also. Peraza feels like he's the third guy on the depth chart for whatever reason. Now, I do feel like you sometimes feel the same way, but I want to ask you, who do you have more confidence in being in the lineup, Peraza or Cabrera?
I think Peraza. I really do. There's a reason they held on to him, right? They held on to him and Volpe really tightly, wouldn't get rid of them when they could have gotten bigger shortstops, better shortstops, bigger star shortstops, and they never did. And I don't understand why this team decided to kind of discard him after playing him in the playoffs. They had enough confidence to play him in the playoffs in an ALCS nearly 3 years ago now. And, you know, I understand that they wanted to have the shortstop battle between him and Volpe, but I really thought that at some point they'd either bring Peraza into play second or bring him into play third. They're kind of doing that at third, but I don't like this whole platoon thing. Oswaldo Cabrera, love him to death. I don't think he's an everyday player. I think
Thank you.
he's more of a bench player. That's originally what he was there for. You know, they joked about how he had all those different gloves because he was playing all these different positions. He's like a super utility man. That's what he should be. And Oswald Peraza should be starting. And, you know, you have some people out there like, oh, we had enough chances. He hasn't had enough chances. And he definitely hasn't had enough chances so far this season. You can't get things going if you're not sure you're going to be in a game every day.
Completely agreed. And let's go over the numbers because it doesn't feel like it sometimes. Listen, I believe a guy gets his full opportunity when he's, especially if he's battling with someone for a position, when he's been given the same amount of at-bats. And the disparity between Cabrera and Peraza is ridiculous at the moment. They have, the reason why me and you both have such strong opinions on Oswaldo Cabrera not being an everyday major leaguer is the fact that we've seen him be given his opportunity. He has been more than given his opportunity to prove something with the Yankees. And he, quite frankly, hasn't. He's proven that he's a good utility bench player, but he's not an everyday starter. They were both called up in 2022. Both players. Their clocks started at the same time. Cabrera has played 195 more major league games than Peraza. Explain that to me. And it can get worse too, Stacey. I have more numbers for you. Cabrera has 579 more major league play appearances than Peraza. And tell me that's fair. There's no major injuries going on here. There's no nothing. They have just decided to play Cabrera more than Peraza for whatever reason. And again, if you thought one was better than the other, that's fine. But one's proven it to you at this point. You have enough evidence right here in front of you with all these numbers to prove that Peraza should be at least given his fair chance. And he simply hasn't. And if you look at those numbers, it proves to you that he hasn't. Now, Peraza available to be a free agent until 2030. The problem is there's no options left for him because they've, as you've so poignantly quoted, jerked him around so much that he's moved around from Somerset to Scranton to New York to back. He doesn't know where he belongs. And right now he's going to be in the Bronx. And for the rest of his Yankee career, he's going to be in the Bronx because the second they move him down, he's going to declare free agency. And I can guarantee you a major league team will pick him up and play him full time because he has not been given the chance to show his full potential with the Yankees. It's not fair. The kid's got unbelievable range from every metric shown, unbelievable range on the field. He has great power. We've seen it at times. He has really good speed. He is as close to a 5-tool player as there gets. I'm not calling him a 5-tool type Cody Bellinger type player. I don't think he's that. But he's a really, really solid player who has a lot of major league potential that they're not letting him tap into. And it's gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. There's one story I want to bring up where people tend to claim that this is why they're not in favor of Peraza. And I'll give you a rebuttal to it. If you guys look back to our Locked on Yankees interview series in the wintertime, there is a friend of mine who is very tapped in with the Yankee organization. That is all I will say. I am not giving their name out. Figure it out for yourself. That friend of mine has told me that after the decision was made and Peraza was told that Anthony Volpe would be starting on opening day over Peraza had a mini meltdown in the clubhouse. Didn't enjoy it, had a lot of fits, really was going on a rager about the whole thing. Whether that's true or not, as a fan, whether you want to believe that or not, is totally fine. If the Yankees are uncomfortable with the way that he reacted to that news, then trade him and get a lot back. That is not readily available public news out there. So if we barely knew it, if the fan base doesn't know it, then not a lot of the league probably knows it. So trade him while you can, get a lot back for him. If you don't like the player enough to play him, why not include him in a trade package and get something back for him? Instead, you're likely either going to play this guy or lose him for nothing. And I don't understand the path that they've taken with this.
I don't either. I don't understand why they even had him and Volpe fight each other for the shortstop job when he played in the ALCS. And no one hit in the ALCS. No one hit in the ALCS. They got swept out of the ALCS that year. He made some really great plays, right?
Really great plays.
You basically threw him into the fire. Like, here, kid, ALCS. You didn't even play the whole year with us, but you're going to play. And I actually don't think it's fair to him that they did that with him and Volpe. I don't think it was fair to Volpe either, but I don't think it was fair to either one of them, but it really was not fair to Oswald Peraza.
I think, too, Peraza deserved, in all reality, looking back, Peraza probably deserved the job out of spring training. He wasn't a butcher in spring training that year, and Volpe was great, don't get me wrong. And if you think Volpe won the job and you think Volpe is your shortstop for the next 15 years, that's totally fine, too. But why was Peraza not put on the Major League roster? Why was he not given an opportunity to prove himself that he should be the everyday shortstop? That's the problem I have with the whole thing. I get it. You want to organize your roster the way you want. If Volpe's the better player, I'm not going to argue that. The better talent has to play. That's at all levels of all sports. I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is that's not the only time you had a chance to give Peraza a fair shake out there on the field. How about when DJ LeMahieu was consistently being trotted out there hitting 160 and you refused to play Peraza? I don't understand. There's never been a period of time when Peraza looked that bad. Never. No. I can't comprehend it. And again, you want to tell me that Peraza, has gotten his opportunity, fine. But if the platoon thing is Cabrera and Peraza, I've seen enough of Oswaldo Cabrera. I have. I've seen, in fact, 579 more plate appearances at the major league level than I have out of Peraza. That's enough evidence to say that I need that number to be a little closer to be able to make a determination of who's the better player.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll see what happens with DJ coming back. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm going to be livid.
You do. Yes,
livid
you
do. If Oswald Peraza is let go and he ends up declaring free agency and going to another team, because I will be livid, and we'll have to do a segment on it where I rant, because
you know where he winds up. I mean, he's going to wind up with a heavily analytical team that makes him work. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Houston. There will be a place that he winds up, and he will play well. You know that.
Yeah. Coming up, we preview the weekend series against the Giants next.
The NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. And right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. And I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy for me. Whether it's picking the favorite team or diving into player props, they make everything easy, from three-pointers to steals to assists. FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Now, I'm dying to get to a Knicks playoff game this year. I'm hoping that I can convince all my friends, my girlfriend, anyone who wants to go to a Knicks playoff game with me to watch Jalen Brunson hit his over in three-point props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can combine your live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. So don't miss out. Head over to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. And not only do we cover your team every day, but now we're giving you instant episodes after every single game. You can check out the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman right here on the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. Get rapid reaction to all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast. All right, Stacey, so the Yankees will head home this weekend. They will play the San Francisco Giants. They have played one series this year against an American League team. That was the Tigers series they just got off of. 4 out of the first 5 series are against National League teams. Just so weird. It's just so weird the way the scheduling works out.
Yeah. 2 years ago, they opened up against the Giants at home, which was also strange. I mean, I do like this scheduling, but it is very odd to see them play that many National League teams. I like it, though.
Different matchups, though. That is fun. Seeing the Giants playing the Bronx, though, is always a weird thing. It just doesn't, for me at least. I guess if you're my grandfather's age, it's normal to you. But for me, it's a weird thing. Game 1 will be, all these games in this series are on Yes. You don't got to find your Prime TV subscription or your Apple TV subscription. It is all on Yes. Game 1, Friday night, 7:05 p.m. It'll be Marcus Stroman on the hill. He doesn't have a win or a loss yet, but a 7.27 ERA. He'll go up against Robbie Ray, who's 2-0 with a 3.18 ERA. Stacey, common theme here. If you thought the Tigers series was bad with aces, you've got another roll around with the San Francisco Giants, because they are giving you all of their best pitchers too in this series.
Yeah. They missed Verlander by a start. Verlander started on Wednesday against the Reds and had a bunch of strikeouts, but gave up 5 runs, 6 unearned. So
they have a fun team, the Giants, a fun pitching staff for sure. We'll see how Stroman can do. He's definitely going to need a bounce back performance, because he has not looked great so far this season by any means. Also not giving them a lot of length, which has become a problem, because the next guy's not giving them a lot of length either. That's Will Warren. He'll pitch game 2 on Saturday, a 3:05 p.m. start, which is strange. I don't understand. Maybe 1 o'clock makes more sense. 3 o'clock, I don't. Have you ever remembered a 3 o'clock start?
On a Saturday that isn't like Old Timers Day? No, that's kind of odd. That's odd. Did I say unearned weird runs for Verlander? I'm thinking about that now. Wait.
Unearned. 5 of them were earned.
Yes.
6 of them were given up.
Yes, that's what I meant. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. My brain's not working correctly. No, but
you're fine. We all understood what you were saying.
Yeah. It's sometimes my mouth doesn't work right. 3:05 is a very strange start, because it's not like last week with the Pirates where they had that strange 4:12 start, which was their home opener. This is at Yankee Stadium. So maybe something's happening that we don't know about before the game.
I don't really get it. That'll be Will Warren, who also has not recorded a win or a loss yet, with a 6 ERA. Also not giving them length. So look for a lot of, you're going to need a lot of innings out of the bullpen Friday and Saturday. Hopefully not Sunday, because someone needs to have a big start on Sunday, but to go to Saturday's game.
Hold on. Isn't this interesting? Look at the ERAs, how they are, right? So you have Stroman against Ray, 7.27, 3.18. Then you have Will Warren against Jordan Hicks. He's now a starter. Will Warren is 6 on the nose. Jordan Hicks is 2.38. And then Carlos Rodon on Sunday at 5.19. And Logan Webb is 1.89. So you have 7.65, 3.21. What matchups, man. Wow.
Yeah. And unfortunately for the Yankees, all of their ERAs are about 4 points higher than the Giants' ERAs. That's not what you want either.
No.
The interesting part here for Saturday is the fact that Jordan Hicks, again, 1-0 with a 2.38. He was the guy that came out of the Cardinals a few years ago, throwing like 156 miles an hour out of the bullpen.
I mean, yeah.
And now they converted him over to a starter, which is where he always wanted to be. Really interesting out of the Giants. Again, Giants are a very analytical organization, so you got to think they might see something in Jordan Hicks being a starter. I kind of like this move a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this has the potential to be a very bad weekend.
Yeah, Carlos Rodon's gonna have to have a big start on Sunday. That's a 135 start. 1-2 with a 5.19. We'll break that down a little more tomorrow. At the end of FanDuel Friday, but he'll go up against Logan Webb, who's also not an easy guy to face. So, not an easy weekend for the Yankees. Really not an easy weekend.
The Yankees have actually done okay against Webb. Like, it'll be like where he gets 10 strikeouts, but they're able to actually score against him, sort of a thing. So that could be what you see on Sunday.
Let's hope.
I'm more concerned with Rodon. I do not want to see another, oh, well, he pitched, he had good stuff and he struck out 8 guys, but he also gave up 5 runs because he couldn't get it together on the mound because something happened. Let's not do that again.
She said it, not me.
I'm just saying. Other people will agree with me because I'm sick of it already. This is your 3rd season here. Like, just get it together, calm yourself down. And the Yankees need to calm him down too. Like, if you know that your starting pitcher is having a hissy fit, go out and talk to him and be like, dude, all right, let's breathe in, breathe out, couple deep breaths, calm him down, treat him like a baby, treat him like a toddler who's having a, hissy fit.
If that's what works, I mean, I don't get it.
Because in all honesty, it's like a toddler having a hissy fit. Like, okay.
Fine. But if you treat him that way and you coddle him and pat his back and he feels better and pitches well, great.
Yeah.
If it's 5 less runs on the board, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, because I'm done with this whole, like, yes, the ump made a bad call. Get pissed for like 5 seconds, that let it roll off your back because you can't let it affect a game the way you did. You just can't. And that's my lecture for the day. I'm not even a mother, and I'm babying Carlos Rodon like he's a child, but stop acting like one on the mound. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. See how I've calmed down? I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We're very zen, and we'll see you for FanMail Friday.